Just because celebrities are rich and famous, it doesn't mean that they're immune to disorders and illnesses alike. For this video, let's take a look through 15 famous people with serious mental disorders. Number 15. Mel Gibson. Long before he was winning Oscars or making millions for each movie, road warrior Mel Gibson was doing battle with an unseen off-screen foe, bipolar disorder. Known for his on-set pranks and proclivity for after-hours partying, Gibson broached the subject during a 2002 documentary interview with a former classmate. "I had really good highs, but some very low lows," Gibson told filmmaker Sally Mackenzie for Acting Class of 1977, which aired on Australian television in 2008. Number 14. Elton John. Music star Elton John discussed his uphill battle with substance abuse and bulimia on Larry King Live back in 2002. Bulimia is an eating disorder in which people binge or uncontrollably consume large amounts of food and then expel the food by vomiting or using laxatives because they don't want to gain weight. Discussing his substance abuse and bulimia, John said he had been sober and clean for years. Number 13. Kurt Cobain. In 1994, alternative rock icon Kurt Cobain joined the so-called 27 Club, an unfortunate group of singers and musicians such as Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix, and Janis Joplin, to name a few, who all died at 27 years of age. Kurt was diagnosed at a young age with attention deficit disorder, then later bipolar disorder, Beverly said in an interview with CVS Health Resources, later adding, as Kurt undoubtedly knew, bipolar illness can be very difficult to manage. Number 12. Halle Berry. Berry tried to commit suicide after a traumatic breakup by redirecting her car's exhaust back into the car's cabin. She said, "I was getting in my car and I knew the gas was coming in when I had an image of my mother finding me. She sacrificed so much for her children, and to end my life would have been an incredibly selfish thing to do." Number 11. Margot Kidder. In the 1970s and early 80s, Margot Kidder was the Man of Steel's #1 lady, portraying Lois Lane opposite Christopher Reeve's Superman in the superhero film franchise. But by 1996, manic depression and paranoia gripped the actress in a well-publicized nervous breakdown, in which she cut her hair to avoid being recognized and then went missing for days before being found hiding in a suburban California backyard. Number 10. Catherine Zeta-Jones. She had endured a turbulent few years as she battled bipolar disorder following her husband's cancer diagnosis in 2010. Catherine was in rehab for almost a month after voluntarily checking herself in to get treatment for her bipolar disorder. She says, "Bipolar is something I've been dealing with for a long time." Number 9. Kirsten Dunst. In the past, Ms. Dunst has spoken about her serious depression, which she received treatment for in 2008. Her reason for speaking out about her depression at the time was to stem the rumors that she'd sought help for drug and alcohol abuse. It's reported that the 30-year-old actress said, "Lars von Trier, a Danish film director, opened up to me about his experience with depression, and that in turn helped me open up." Number 8. Britney Spears. Pop princess Britney Spears was America's sweetheart until her life and career started falling apart years back. She shaved her beautiful golden hair, became violent, and struggled with several addictions. On top of it all, the teen idol suffered a public mental breakdown back in 2008 and eventually lost custody over her 2 kids. Everyone thought that she had bipolar disorder, and the press even speculated that she had ADHS. Number 7. Paula Deen. In addition to suffering from panic attacks, celebrity chef Paula Deen battled agoraphobia for almost 20 years. Deen began experiencing the symptoms of agoraphobia after 2 personal tragedies struck her. However, she knew she had to do something. Deen then decided to start a home-based catering company that later launched her to stardom. Starting a business in those conditions was definitely not easy, but Deen managed to overcome all obstacles and become one of the most famous and best-loved cooks in the world. Number 6. Amanda Bynes. Problematic actress Amanda Bynes is also a victim of serious mental illness, and her controversial behavior has been the result of untreated schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. One of the most shocking incidents in which she was involved was trying to burn down her neighbor's house, an unfortunate event that finally raised questions about her mental health. Bynes subsequently spent 4 months in a mental rehab facility in Florida, where doctors diagnosed her with serious schizophrenia. Number 5. Drew Barrymore. Actress Drew Barrymore also has bipolar disorder and suffers from panic attacks. On top of it all, she was also once addicted to alcohol and drugs. Her biggest problem is that she refuses to take meds for her condition. Drew has self-proclaimed herself as crazy and doesn't care what other people think. Number 4. Michael Phelps. Famous Olympic gold medalist swimmer Michael Phelps has risen to stardom at a fairly young age, and Deborah Phelps, Michael's mother, said she wanted to share Michael's story and his struggles with a serious case of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or as we all know it, ADHD. Diagnosed when he was 9 years old, Phelps had trouble concentrating in school, his mother said, but personally prescribed medication and swimming helped Phelps manage the disorder. Number 3. Brooke Shields. Brooke has publicly discussed her bout with postpartum depression after the birth of her daughter in 2003. Lasting longer than your typical baby blues, postpartum depression includes prolonged feelings of anxiety, worthlessness, and restlessness in new mothers. She said that at one point she didn't want to live anymore because her depression was so severe. The actress sought treatment early on and learned to manage her disorder with professional help and medication. Number 2. Carrie Fisher. We're all familiar with the woman who donned the Princess Leia buns in the original Star Wars trilogy, but off-screen may be a different story. Fisher has struggled with substance abuse and bipolar disorder. She told ABC News in an interview. "I am mentally ill, I can say that. I am not ashamed of that," she said. Number 1. Jim Carrey. You probably know Carrey as the hilarious actor from such movies as Dumb and Dumber, Liar Liar, and Bruce Almighty, to name just a few. You may not know Jim Carrey has dealt with major depression for a significant portion of his life. In fact, at one point his depression became so debilitating that he didn't know how he would overcome it. Like many people, he sought out help from a doctor and was prescribed medication. If you enjoyed, please give the video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, guys.